What's poppin', everyone? We're back for another video. It's Alex.
And I'm Beto.
And this is episode 5 of The Move. All right, everyone, we're back. Welcome. And it's that time of year again.
What time of the year is it, bro? Summertime? Summertime,
but also we got some newly grads here. Some people out of high school, out of college. People be graduating right now. So, what's the move after you graduate, man? What's the move when you're going to college? Or, I mean, if you're not going to college, that's okay too. I'm dissing on y'all. I'm just saying. Right now, we're going to talk about what's the move if you're going to college. All right? Now, I think me and Beto had two separate, different... No, we had similar experiences, I think, except for the university part, but...
Yeah.
Overall.
We had similar routes.
Yeah. So, yeah, sure. Beto, what was your journey like when you first graduated? What was your scope? What was your vision for your life?
I honestly had no idea. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. You did? You had like a sense of kind of what you wanted? I
knew I wanted to help people because at first I wanted to do like firefighting and stuff and like all that. But low key, I'm a little.
You?
Huh?
You?
Yeah. Shut up. And but at the same time, I'm like, I'm gonna be risking my life every day if I do that, And I didn't want that future of like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna come home at the end of the day, So yeah. I was like, what, I'm gonna do psychology, see how that pans out for me. I stayed there, and here I am, my master's degree, trying to be a master, trying to
be a master to what, Mo?
But yeah. So, but like when you started, did you like your journey? I guess from when you started to like when you kind of ended it.
I mean, yeah. I think I would recommend it to people. I went to community college first. So did Alex. I would tell people, like if you don't know what you're doing, go to community college because I mean it's cheaper.
Way cheaper.
Way cheaper. And you can get like your general ed credits done. And then you're not like really, I don't know, you're not rushed, I guess. I mean, I don't think you're rushed at the university level either, but
I also think too, when you begin at a community college and say you do your whatever, like you were trying to do your degree, you're trying to major in like English or something, and then you find out like, hey, you know what, maybe I want to major in something else, maybe math or even like psychology or whatever, but that might take you another extra year to like kind of get those classes in line, you have to take certain classes for certain. So I think that too, on like the money aspect, like if you were to do that in a university, that you're paying for a whole other year of school.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in that, how you said in that scope, or like I'm confused on what I want to do, I think that, community college was probably the best. At the time, I didn't think it was the best move, but I'm glad that I went through the community college. Even though I didn't change my major, I still think it was good that I had that experience.
Yeah, and then I think even a lot of people like get to university even after community college, and they still want to change their major, which is like
mm-hmm.
But at least if you go through like a majority of your community college and you're like you're trying to find where what you want to do, and at least you're in community college and you can be like, I'm gonna switch to this. Oh no, you know what? I actually kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like I know some people that started and they were like, they didn't know, so they were like, I'm just gonna pick this, like nursing, and then they take a criminal justice class, and all of a sudden they're like, this is it, or
yeah,
or whatever, So I think, but at least community college, at least for us, you know. But then it has its cons, especially nowadays, I think too.
Like what?
So like when we started, I remember it was still kind of being advertised as like 2-year college.
Yeah.
And I think around the time when we were finishing, it's kind of stopped being advertised like that. Like you should be able to finish in 2 years, but shit happens. You don't, and like the scope of everything now, like you don't really like finish in 2 years. I think it took me what 3.
Took us
I don't know how long it took you.
It took us. Oh, we graduated at the same time,
Yeah.
right? Wait, no. Yeah. Did we?
Well, you did you? No, you didn't graduate the same year as me. No, I don't think.
I graduated before you.
After I finished community college in 2019 spring.
Because I started in 2020 at the university.
In the fall.
Okay. I don't know. I'm tripping.
Or no, wait, in the spring.
I'm tripping out. Anyways, but yeah.
No, wait, are you sure? Because when you started at the university, COVID was already going on.
COVID was going on when I graduated.
And I went to go visit you when you had just visited.
Because I graduated. COVID had just started when I graduated from WC, from the community college.
So 2020. Spring.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I was tripping. My bad. Dang, that's crazy. But what were we talking about? Why were we trying to?
No, I don't know. You start arguing, but college, man. Damn. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
no, but I mean, you know,
oh, go ahead.
Our experiences, I don't know. So then we get a lot different because I went to university and then I dropped out. Oh no, we were talking about cons, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying something about like the cons of it.
Oh yeah, because now it just takes more time. So I feel like, at least for me, I remember when I was doing it, it took me 3 years, and I had lost a lot of like motivation. And I think when it takes you that long, you're kind of like, damn, now I got to go to university, and I still have at least 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, wow, you know, like that's but that's just me. I don't know. A lot of people would, you know, they're not little bitches like me, but
no, I feel like you get used to the feeling because I will say this: I wasn't the brightest in high school, so they had you take that placement test, and I remember at first I was placed in the like basic math, like basic. I was like, there's no way, like this stuff was easy, and I remember I was pissed. I was like, so I challenged the class, but they just had me retake the placement for math, and then I placed 2 more levels up, but it was still like not like one of the classes that count toward your associates. It was still like a prerequisite class.
yeah.
So, and then that's the whole other demon that I had to face when it comes to math. Holy shit, algebra 2. Algebra. Just algebra.
It's just algebra. It's just algebra. College algebra.
The stats, bro. Catch me on stats. Give me that A. I was stats. But yeah. So I remember I got because of math, I had to take a whole extra year of that, and I remember I was pissed. I remember I was ready to drop out too. But I think at a certain point you're like, dude, because I was comparing myself to other people, and you can't do that when you're in college because everyone's path is going to be different. Different shit's going to happen. Some people go smooth. Some people, it's a rough ride. And I think once I accepted that, I was able to actually, you know, be happier with what I was doing. Just kind of, you know, go through those motions and get her done. But while I know that for our first segment, we wanted to talk about like pre-college prep. So like prepping for what college you want to go to or what. I know, well, we went to community college. We were kind of dead set on community college. But I guess for us, it would be finding the right college after we graduated from there. What kind of propelled you to the college you chose, or what, or how did you search?
So I think, um, well, for me, I remember that it was like back then because I told you I graduated in like 2019 from community college.
Yeah.
So like around 2018, I remember when I was in high school that we went to go visit San Jose State, and I was just like, you know what, I fuck with the vibes here. And so like since high school, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go there. And then when it finally came time in like 2018, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna apply there. I'm gonna apply here. I'm gonna apply here. And then I put a couple, like I put LA on my applications too, you know? So I was like, well, I mean, whatever. And then would you get accepted to whichever ones? But then I was like, I'm just gonna go to San Jose, you know? And then there's like the whole thing I dropped out. And then when I came back years later, I had to go back to community college again just to like re-enter myself into the world. And then like at that point, you're just kind of like picking what, like what's closest to me, and like don't make a fuss out of it.
More convenience.
Yeah, convenience at that point. Yeah. So and that's where I'm at right now. So,
Cool.
Stingers up, baby.
Stingers up. You want to go that? I'm just playing. Well, yeah, okay, cool. And what about like fast food and stuff? Like, I feel it's important.
So okay, so that I think so. Like, I picked San Jose, and then I went to San Jose, and then I dropped out of San Jose, and on top of like my mental health being shitty at the time, finances were like kicking my ass. I could not. I was paying for my room, in the dorms, and the dorms were like apartment style for transfers. So it was probably like, I think there was 4 of us in a apartment, quote unquote. And we all had our own rooms, but for my own room, I was paying, I think it was like 1,800. So no. Damn. It was like for the month. It was monthly.
Damn, what the hell? Oh, sorry.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot, and then I think, like you said, it just it all comes back, and then you figure it out on. I don't know about you. Which ones when you picked out? What were you thinking?
For colleges?
Yeah.
For me, well, I had just met my current girlfriend actually, and I was going to WC community college, and she lived in Monterey, and she was going to Davis. So when she graduated, she moved back, and I was like, you know what, like, I've been to Monterey. Monterey was sick. I had thought about it before, but I never really like committed to it. But I was like, you know what? Me and her were long distance. I'm gonna try Monterey. And then I feel like I wasn't looking for places that were so much like appeal to me. I'm like, as long as they have my major and they're cheap and they're affordable, I'm going. So I applied to Sac State, of course, because it was in the area, and then Stanislaus. And because I saw the pictures of Stanislaus, I'm like, oh, Stanislaus looks beautiful, and it's cheap to live there. And I found out later why. And so I got accepted to all of those. For some reason, Fresno denied me. Don't know why. They didn't even have a psychology program, so I didn't want to go anyways. But so it was between Stanislaus and Monterey, and I was like, shit, Stanislaus is cheap. Like those apartments, dude, got a nice size for little to nothing. But at the same time, Monterey, I'm like, Monterey is sick. And I saw what's around Stanislaus, but that shit looks boring.
Yeah.
No hate to you guys if you went to Stanislaus, but I feel like it's in the middle of nowhere. So, and then I think Eddie was the one who told me, he's like, bro, you're going to be broke regardless. Like, if you're going to be broke somewhere you want to be, don't be broke.
Boy, that was me.
You said that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so yeah, I chose Monterey, and here I am. I'm still in Monterey. So I think it was good, a good experience. For me, I had to pull out some student loans, And I think my biggest like tip would be to make sure if you're gonna pull out a student loan, try not to go private. Try to go through FAFSA. I didn't know you could request certain amounts from FAFSA, so when they offered me their offer, I was like, this is not gonna pay for my college. So I went to private, and I mean, it's not bad, but it's just a lot. You could get forgiveness later on through the government, so I'd prefer to do it through FAFSA. But yeah, and then do scholarships. I tried scholarships. I have not gotten a single scholarship. I've applied to so many, dude. I didn't get one. So some people, you're either really lucky with scholarships and you get like 20, or you don't get shit like me. But you know, it doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah. And, no, you should always apply. I think that's one thing you should apply to as many scholarships as you can. They're really not fucking with you when they tell you to apply for those. Like, you really should. Yeah,
it'll help you out a lot. And another thing was a big thing for me, and I guess even for like a Mexican household, most of them I feel is don't be afraid to leave home. I think that's something that we all feel.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know what? I mean, community college, we did it because, you know, my family, luckily, my family is cool and they let me stay, and they, you know, and community college is right there. So I didn't have to move out. But when it came time, I felt like there was a lot of pressure to stay home, stay close, like say Sac State. Oh, Sac State accepted me too. So Sac State would have been, you know, oh, close home. I could stay home and commute. But I was ready to get out. All right. I didn't want to, you know. Mm-hmm. So I remember having that conversation with like my parents early on. They were like, no, like, why would you do that? Like, that's kind of not very smart. And I think my mom finally kind of realized it. Like the third time I told her, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm leaving. Like, I'm going to Monterey. Because, COVID had hit. So I was online. There was no reason for me to move to Monterey, honestly. But I was like, I'm ready to dip, you know? And my mom's like, you know what? You have a plan, you do it. I know my dad was a little upset, but who was it? I think it was my boy Ricky and Jesus, his brother. I think it was Jesus. He told me, he's like, dude, your dad's always gonna love you. He's all, you've been with him his whole life. Like, he's not gonna disown you for leaving, you know. He's all, he just would rather, you know, you be safe with him in range. He's all, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And yeah, and it's honestly a breath of fresh air, especially coming from a small town. I mean, you know everyone you go from knowing everyone to knowing no one. And at first it was weird, but at the same time, I was like, dude, this is nice, you know? You're not always like worried about your reputation or whatever. You could learn to be who you want to be and all that stuff. You're more comfortable with that. And that's where you discover yourself more so. Sorry, I ranted on there a bit.
No, you're good. That's what this is for, bro.
But how was? Oh, never mind. How was it when you first moved out? Like when you moved out initially?
I mean, it's like similar to what you said. It was like a big. It was another, like, again, I come from a Mexican household, and then my mom was the one that was like, why are you gonna go over there, you know? When this is when I was going to San Jose State. Right now I'm here, I'm commuting to Sacramento. So but when I was gonna go to San Jose State, and then I was telling my mom, she was like, oh, you know, it's cool you got accepted there, but she was always like, I know you have to go, but like it's kind of like suckish, like, why don't you just go to Sacramento? And I'm like, at the time I was like I don't want to go to Sacramento. Yeah. It's just like, like I want to go. And then but my dad was like, he's a lot quieter, and I mean, that's good or bad, whatever, however you look at it. But like, he was just like, oh, like, yeah, you're going to school. Like, I don't give a fuck, you know, you know. So, and then I went, and then I think it was. For me, I think they were more disappointed when I came back, actually, because all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not going to school no more. So they're like, what the fuck are you going to do? And I'm like, oh, well, you know, the vibe, you know, get a job, get my gallbladder burst, and then go from there. And then I took time off.
Yeah.
I guess we could talk about taking time off too.
Yeah, we'll get to that. What I also wanted to add on too is there's never gonna be a smooth, or I mean, it's rare. It's rare that you're gonna have a smooth like transition to living alone. You're either gonna have the shitty roommate, or you're gonna have
Oh man, you're gonna be broke as fuck. You're gonna be so broke.
or
Unless you have it like made. I don't know.
yeah. That's why I was saying rarely, but like me, I was honestly kind of stupid that when I moved out, because I moved out, and my plan was I'm gonna try to get into the dorms at CUSU at Monterey during COVID, while the year already started, and if not negotiate for apartments, which that doesn't happen. You don't negotiate. They're just like, hey, this is the price, you're gonna pay it. Luckily, I gave them a bullshit story, and they let me into the dorms, but I had to wait 2 weeks before I moved in. But I already started school, and I already started my job in Salinas, which is by Monterey. So I had to commute or stay in Airbnbs for like 2 weeks before I moved into the apartment. So like, it was a whole thing.
Anyway, you find a way, bro. You found a way.
Exactly. Like, you're gonna have some struggles. You gotta take that leap of faith and be like, fuck, I'm gonna get. Thank you. I'm gonna get through it. Just do that shit.
And that's how it is. I mean, I was like the complete opposite. Like, I was in San Jose. I was broke as a joke. I look back on it and I'm like, damn, I don't think I was in the right mental state at all, because I would have done things so much differently now if I would have go. And it's just like, you crazy. You look back on it and you're like, man, I don't know. I was really like, not. I wasn't all there apparently.
Yeah, no, and that too. Make sure that's what you want to do at that time. If you want to take a year off or take half a year off, do it. And just make sure that set a time for you to go back if you want to go back, because what happens sometimes is some people will take a break and they'll get comfortable making money. They'll get comfortable at this job and they'll make money. Nothing wrong with it. If you want to stay, that's fine. Nothing wrong. But like, I feel that if you kind of plan for like, hey, this semester I'm going to go back, or next semester I'm going to go back, make sure you kind of stay in the system. Stay updated on when like you're supposed to update your shit and all that.
I think you stay, because I ended up I dropped out, and that was late 2019 when I dropped out. And I ended up I didn't think about going back to college until late 2022. Yes, there you go. So that's a full 3 years.
Yeah, damn near.
Yeah, and it was a crazy. Now I call it a time off, but at the time I didn't think it was a time off. I thought it was
done.
I thought it was just time. And I think all that time off, obviously I got older. Like, I'm telling you, now that I'm older, I'm like, I could 100%. If you put current me in my San Jose State position, like, it's fucking raps. I'm gonna make it work. But you just get a better sense of yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're in college, all right? Or now that you're in college, or we're in college. Yeah. You got new shit. You gotta study. You gotta manage your time a lot better, and take them notes. So, have you used like any of the resources on campus, like tutoring and stuff, or how do you manage your time right now, like doing your
during the school year, my school year's over. Yeah, my school year's over. Like, I've been done for like a month, I think. I don't know. So I'm an avid big like I don't study nearly as much as I should or as good as I should.
Yeah.
Um, I get away with it. I don't know how. I don't know, in what ways, but luckily, I guess for me, actually, I shouldn't even say I'm a bad studier because my major is sociology. I don't. Most of my classes don't have like exams, like sit down and like write exams.
Yeah.
Or I mean, like like take the 50 question exam. Mine are all like, hey, here's your prompt. It's an essay, 4, 5, 6 pages. Have it done. Bring it to me. Whatever.
Yeah.
Or turn it in online, and it's like, you're good. So but but the classes that I have had that have been like sit down exams, I'm a terrible studier, like especially if it's stuff I'm not interested in, which like most of those are. It's like science, like physical science, and so I think, and then when you're managing your time, it just depends. Some people are lucky they don't have to work, but I think the ones that do have to work as they go to school, it's like it's hard as hell, And it doesn't matter like what you do, because a lot of people like to shame. They're like, "Oh, you're in college and you're working at like I don't know Baskin Robbins or something." It's like, what's so bad? Like you just need the money,
You're grinding, man. You gotta.
Yeah,
some people have to. Sometimes fast food does screw you over, and you don't get any help. So, and then your parents can't help you, especially nowadays. Like, everything's so expensive. Your parents can't help you. You have to find a way to, make it on your own. So I've seen people hold down two jobs and still go to school, and that honestly, or even if you have a kid, dude, props to you guys. Like that shit, I wouldn't be able to do that shit. Like if you had a kid, and I can't hear you clap, by the way. There you go. Yeah, props to you guys, man.
No, because that shit is insane. Especially like the ones you see where they have like a kid and 2 jobs, and they're a full-time student. I'm like.
Yeah, I'm just like, you're badass.
That's all you're sick as fuck,
you're
bro.
Him or you're her.
Damn.
You're the main character. Damn.
Because then that makes you question yourself. Like, and you shouldn't do that either. You shouldn't question yourself just because somebody's route was like, what would you say on paper really harder than yours? It doesn't mean you're not allowed to also feel tired.
Yeah, like you.
Because you will start looking at it. Like I know I've like met people like that. And you start being like. I woke up today and I was fucking like tired because I stayed up late last night chilling. And I have to come to school with these fools are like, I got 2 kids and 2 jobs and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and you start being like, damn, I'm a little like, I gotta shut up, Yeah. But then you can't do that either. You're allowed to be tired. Like, some people will disagree. They'll be like, no, you're not allowed to like complain, but everybody's allowed to feel the way they feel. Like,
oh, 100%.
It doesn't mean you can't give props either. Like we give props. Like holy shit. Because I'll tell you right now, if I had 2 kids right now, bro, I'd be like, holy fuck. I don't know. Hell no.
We should have an episode on that. Someone who's like done that. I feel like that'd be cool.
Yeah. Jot it down.
But what else? Segment 2. I don't know why I was looking at the wrong segment. What else? Let's see. We did the utilizing. For me. For me, honestly, and I think this is one of the positives that came from COVID is that COVID helped me find out that online school is a lot more convenient for me. I learned a lot better through online school, and then so I didn't have many resources available to me at that time, but I had to like set aside time. I would go to the library and actually study. I never did that shit ever like before. So I think that finding that time to be like, hey, this is the way I learn and this is how I'm gonna do it. Like, you gotta take time to do that as well. Now for my master's, what helped me a lot now is because the teachers give you the reading or whatever. I'll write down my notes and then I'll actually use AI to kind of help me organize my notes. And that AI right now is, if you're not taking advantage of it, not saying cheat with it, not saying write your whole essay with AI. I'm saying use it to organize your ideas. And that helps me so much. Or even if it's a lot of information, you could tell AI, hey bro, like turn this into like easier bullet points or easier to read notes, and it'll do it. And that I feel could help a lot. Just don't, like I said, don't cheat with it because that's not okay.
Yeah, it's a good organizational thing. I use it for some lesser like essays. I tend to not use it for my major ones just because I feel like I don't really need it. But
No.
I mean, for other classes I've had that I now used it, like it helps you organize it. But like Alex said, like you do not. Especially now, like when I go to all my classes now, like first day of class syllabus week, they're always like, "Hey, we have a new like AI thing implemented, so we're gonna know."
Yeah.
So you really have to be careful when you use it. Yeah, just I don't know, just don't be a.
All right, so.
And then talking about like the tutoring and stuff, I don't know. I never needed it, I guess. I don't.
Yeah, same. I never used it either. I think
I never used it.
One, I didn't go. Felt bad.
We're not saying you shouldn't use it, but like I've never needed to use it.
Yeah, we were.
I'm sure some people like if you're majoring in like I don't know statistics or chemistry, like you probably need some. Like I understand because I would. But I would say like the biggest thing when you're in college, I think it kind of transitions into segment 3 about being in college, about social life. So, but one advice that I would say that I started taking now that I'm here back in college is you have to talk to you have to make connections. I know I don't mean like just your like one or your classmates near you or like whatever, like you need to like talk to your professors and like get cool with at least one of them or two of them.
100%. Yeah.
Because that not only does that help you. I'm not saying like you get on their good side so that guess what, because they're gonna grade you more lenient now. Like no, like having one or two professors on your side is gonna benefit you so hard when you're in the future applying to certain things and you have them as a reference. Like people love that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I think I had two professors who actually had my back and they wrote letters of recommendation for me and they told me to put them down on my resume or my applications. And that's what got me in the door. And that was my WCC professor too. And he was like, yeah, man, like, I like you as a student. You need a letter of rec, let me know. I jumped on, just ask them for it. If they had to say that, ask them for it, even if you're not applying for jobs, so you have it. That's like a really helpful thing to have. And then I didn't join any clubs. I tried to join a video game club, but it was kind of weird because it was COVID and it was just through a Discord and it was not very connected, I feel. But it's not because of probably their program, it's just because of COVID. So no one knew how to create events and stuff, and so it was kind of a mess for me. Luckily, I had some really cool roommates, and I kind of met people through them. But other than that, it was really just chilling at the apartment, which I thought I liked it. I'm good being chill. I'm good chilling at the place. So, but I think it's important to build that community.
Yeah, no, you should 100%. You should. I also haven't done it. I've looked around and I've like contemplated it, but I still might. I don't know, but you need to like go out there and you need to like, especially if you're living on campus.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I would.
That's like 100%. That you need to just join clubs because that's how you'll meet people. And then also just like. I know certain majors, they will hold like events and it's like, this is for people with a psychology major or a sociology major, come to this event, eat food and party and get turned up, you know what I'm saying? But then that's how you meet people, that's how you walk away with making the experience like good.
Yeah. Did you experience like homesickness or stuff, or like even like when you did move with the time you were out or you moved out, or actually you did move out again for a longer period? Did you ever get homesickness? Did you ever like feel like, damn, I kind of miss how it was before?
Mm,
Or not really?
Not necessarily. But I've always been like that. Even now, like when I could sit here and tell you I wish I wasn't living here, but like with my parents, but like that's how it is right now. That's just how it is. And I'm lucky enough I still get to live here too. I don't have parents that are kicking me out.
Yeah.
But I never had like homesickness, and even like when I dropped out, those 3 years that I dropped out, I think a year and a half, I was still not living back with my parents. I moved somewhere else,
Yeah.
And even when I was out there, I wasn't homesick. And then I think I was always telling, I think it was you. I would always tell you because you had moved out to Monterey, and I would tell you that at some point when I was living out there, at some point when you move out, you have to stop calling like
Your other place home, right?
your parents' home. Like I get it. I get the sense of the feeling that you get. But I think for you as a person to like want to move forward and like be in a new place, if you're like that, you need to be like, you need to call that home.
Yeah.
And then you just call it your parents' house.
Yeah.
That's only if you're like that. Some people were just like that this is where they are, that's cool, and that's home. And then I still get like the whole sense like that's still home. I get it, but I think there's a certain point where you have to like be like you.
Yeah. And for me, I feel like I was a really big reminiscer. I was fucking like, damn, like, a lot of character development happened in that room, so when like say my dad claimed the room when I left, so when he started changing things, I'm just like, dang, like, I don't know. I mean, he still leaves room for me, so it's not like he just took over completely, but it was just a weird feeling, like not seeing my parents every day or not seeing your brother every day. And so there was times where I was like, I felt lonely, or seeing you guys too. I mean, I'm happy I had my girl there, but like sometimes you're just like, damn, I don't get to see my friends. And I think if it wasn't for like PSN or PlayStation or anything, like I'd feel kind of lonely over here. But yeah, luckily that's not the case. And I was able to kind of move forward with it, and I love it. So yeah. Do you have anything else to add to this subject of college?
I don't know. We also have like stress and peer pressure. I mean, stress is, I think it's an obvious thing.
Yeah, that's kind of goes hand in hand with what we discussed last week. I mean, with the whole, or not was that last week? No, the week before. With anxiety, like,
oh yeah,
it's a normal thing. You're like, stress is normal. You're gonna have stress regardless where you are, whatever profession you have. That's kind of what we're saying about building that support circle and building those connections in the school, so that, hey, you know what? I can't deal with this right now. I'm gonna go to my chess club. Or I'm gonna go to my video game club. I'm gonna go do this.
Yep.
Those are your times to unwind and like reset. And I think that's the whole gist of it. I mean, peer pressure. I didn't experience any peer pressure when it comes to controlled substances or anything. So.
And then, I mean, we didn't talk about it, but also when you're in college, there's the whole like social aspect of it. If you just be careful. That's it.
Yeah.
I think I was only out in San Jose for a couple months before I dropped out, but like I always tell these fools, my liver like hates me forever for the rest of my life for those couple months.
Yeah. I have fun, but take it easy at the same time. Don't.
Yeah. Just watch yourself.
Don't mess yourself up. Always pour your own drinks, and and yeah, that's all I have to say on that.
I think that's it. Let's see. Your brands, majors, career paths.
I think we covered most of it. Do we have any Q&As for the previous episodes?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna check that out real quick. We're gonna check this out, guys. Because I mean, we haven't answered any. We did get a response on our X pertaining to our to anxiety and depression, but I don't know. I think it was an ad more than it was a comment. But
it wasn't. If it's the one that I'm thinking, they were all just ads. It's like bots.
Okay, then I'm not gonna cover that because I don't think it's a great idea. But let me see. I think here, yeah, guys. So I mean, during this section of the podcast, we'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any questions about any of the episodes, feel free. You would have had your question right here, right now, but I guess not.
Yeah, you just gotta leave your experiences too, or leave what if you're going to college or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
and then we might talk about it.
Let's talk about it. All right, guys, we're clocking out. This is the end of the episode, so please follow us on X, YouTube. Still haven't set up the Instagram, or maybe when this releases, the Instagram's up. But I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, but then you said too, because you graduate. You didn't talk about graduation. You graduate, bro.
What do you mean?
You eventually graduate from college. That's college. It's the college experience.
Yeah. Wow, you graduate. Hell yeah.
Well, what do you do after, bro?
Oh, what do you do after we graduate? Okay.
Damn.
So, I mean, for me,
yeah.
And we kind of touched up on it when, because
when did you graduate, bro?
So we're talking community college, or are we talking about my bachelor's?
No. You already got your bachelor's, bro. Talk about that.
All right, so I
Let's go.
2 years ago, I graduated with my bachelor's, and when the last time, we posted the Move episodes, so I graduated, and I think it was again another hurdle to find housing because my parents, or not my parents, the college kicks you out right away. If you're in the dorms, dude, they're like, hey, you graduated tomorrow? You're up by 12, So I was going to move back actually to my parents. And then I got lucky that my roommate found an ad on Craigslist. And I moved, I think it was the last episode of our last season. Or last time we recorded at episode 35. I lived with an older man, or not older, he's 60, but and I kind of acted as his caregiver in exchange for cheap rent. And dude, that guy, I owe a lot to that guy. He allowed me to work in Monterey, get into the school systems. He has his master's, so he gave me a letter of rec. And he gave me a lot of opportunities that, I was able to get. I worked for the Center for Autism and Related Disorders. So I worked with children with autism. And just what I would say is get jobs that you're going to be able to use for your major. You graduated in that major, get a job in that major, whatever it may be. And even if you don't like it, stay there for like maybe a couple weeks or something, get that experience, and then dip, find something else. I think as long as you get,
even if it's small,
yeah, I think as long as you get that experience, you just keep building your resume, you're gonna get better opportunities. So yeah,
yep, that means even if it's an internship or a fellowship or whatever, apprenticeship, anything helps. Don't be a slave. Make sure you get paid.
Yeah, especially nowadays, you can't unpaid internships.
You can't.
I feel like are archaic. I don't know. I feel.
Yeah, so just watch yourself. Know what you're getting into. Get paid something. Don't go do nothing for free.
Your time is valuable. All right.
All right. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, yeah. So that's it for that one. Beto's gonna graduate. He'll tell you his story when he graduates. So yeah, follow us on X, Instagram, or not Instagram. Damn it. TikTok,
Still gotta
all
work
that
on
stuff.
Instagram, baby.
And shout out to Lost and Found for our beats.
For their beats, I love you, bro.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
2 hours later.